In the EV game, there are superheroes and supervillains, and maybe today the supervillain is Chairman Robin Zhang. Anyway, that's the guy from CATL, CATL if you prefer. He says that Elon doesn't know anything about batteries, and that is why the 4680 will fail. Well, we'll see who has the last laugh. I'm Brian. Welcome to Futuraza. And when I'm looking for someone to have a laugh, it is, of course, best-selling author Randy Kirk, who joins me on these very important topics. How are you, Randy?
I'm fine, and I could use a good laugh.
Yeah, well, I hope you're ready, because this is not just a humdinger, but also a dumb hinger. I don't think that's a word, but
you'll get credit.
I'll get credit. Tesla's 4680 battery will never be successful, says Chairman. The chairman from CATL said, in a conversation, he told Elon 4680 is going to fail. It'll never be successful. And he said, look, we had a very big debate and I showed him. He was silent. Now, if you're trying to press me for company secrets and I fall silent, it doesn't mean you won. It means that if I tell you why you're wrong, you've just extracted information out of me.
Well, yes, there is that. And then there's also this business of why did he go public?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, why was this private? I would assume a private conversation. Why did it become a public conversation? Now, we all know that CATL has excess capacity.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, lots and lots and lots and lots of excess capacity.
They do. They absolutely do. Not everyone knows that, but yes, they absolutely do.
I've heard reports that they're running it as low as 30% of their capacity right now, which is crazy. 79% is what you're shooting for. And I heard this would be months ago, but they had built a lot of capacity based on their expectations, and then the expectations, didn't pan out. In China, apparently they're, okay. But when you look at the rest of the world, the EV sales have not kept up to anything close to what I had even estimated. I'm not very optimistic, of course. I don't usually have larger than crazy numbers. But anyway, but CATL must have had some pretty much crazy numbers because they were not. So if you've got a big overhang of product that is not a 4680, why would you want to knock down a new product that might take up some of that capacity?
Right. Yes. Never ask a barber if you need a haircut. They've got something different they sell. His problem is overpromising. I talked to him, the chairman added. Maybe something needs 5 years, but he says 2. I definitely asked him why. He told me he wanted to push people. This part, I agree with. This part alone. Now, to give you an idea of just what a failure the 4680 is as a form factor, as a battery, Panasonic by now is set to start mass production of the 4680. So there it is. There you can see it. This is in Japan. We've been hearing about this for a couple months, that it is essentially a done deal, and they are just getting ready to begin ramping. So this is one company, but surely there must be others. And by the way, CATL doesn't make cylindrical batteries. They make prismatic batteries that look like these. So their approach is entirely different. And for that matter, they really don't make much other than LFP. They do have the nickel, the NMC cells. They just don't make very many of them. And in terms, again, we're looking at the biggest failures out there. Why don't we look at SK Innovations, who is now the, I think, third or fourth biggest battery manufacturer. After just a few years ago, they were barely in the top 10. They are expanding their 4680 production. And then for that matter, why don't we talk about LG, who's making 4680s? What failures all around, you guys. So, I mean, I just don't know where to go except to say, Samsung is also making their 46 series batteries, which is, of course, the 4680, but also 4640s and other form factors. So there are, and I don't remember if it was 4640, it might have been 4080s, but they are working on them. All these crazy things.
To give CATL their due, they are the largest battery storage company in the world right now. They make more batteries than anybody else. They sell more batteries than anybody else, and they have actual storage units similar to the mega packs that Tesla does. I don't know if they have the consumer ones or not. I've never paid any attention to that. It's kind of a small market. But anyway, so to give them their due, they are the top of the heap. Now, sometimes those at the top of the heap, when there's a major disruption, are the hardest, are the ones that have the furthest to fall. I can remember some company called Sears Roebuck.
Yeah, I still shop there. And then I go to Circuit City, and then I go to Radio Shack.
And then I go to Amazon.
The physical store?
Oh, I'm sorry. You're talking about other people that are gone.
Yeah. I think Amazon.
Kmart.
Yeah, I think Amazon is still around.
Oh, no, Amazon's.
I hope so, because my new camera's on the way.
That's right,
you guys. And a fun story, I did tell Randy this in the Between show. Amazon's got this great thing. See, I don't. They said, because I don't do Prime. Prime doesn't work where I live. I'm too far from the distribution center. Nothing comes in 2 days, or at least it didn't when I canceled it. They said, "Oh, good news! Your camera will be there tomorrow, and if you'd like to pay $40 extra, your lens will be there tomorrow as well." Or it's expensive enough, there's free shipping. You can have your camera tomorrow and your lens in 8 days. Oh, you wily so-and-sos. Come on. You're doing this on purpose. It's like you're pulling a Netflix in the middle of a Tyson fight.
There you go.
Not a good showing, you guys. Not a good showing.
Yes. I think everybody will now forget the technical difficulties on Spaces.
Yeah, but Spaces is free.
Oh, that's true.
What I posted on X to Netflix at the time was, explain to me why I'm paying for this, because you don't have a good selection of shows. And the one thing I was actually wanting to watch, now you're throwing up errors that say it's my fault. No, my friend. No. And they have since issued a formal apology. Oh, I'm sorry. No, they made a joke about it. Wrong approach. I mean, that's terrible. But yeah, with Amazon, it's like, where are you shipping that lens from? Tennessee? I ask because I'm going to Tennessee on March 29th and 30th for the Chattanooga Charge.
I see.
I've had a number of viewers in that area, in Tennessee, literally, but also in the greater area, say, "Hey man, when are you getting to this part of the country? Would love a chance to say hello." This is sponsored by 8 clubs.
Wow.
Florida, South Florida, Maryland, Denver, Quad Cities, Mississippi, Tennessee, and Louisiana. And it's going to be a whole heap of fun. There's going to be a number of speakers, myself included, Bearded Tesla Guy, Teslatino, Josh West, Simon from the Light Shows, and Jim Spencer, the Iowa Tesla Guy, among others. Pointed this out the other day. Diana's the only one who hasn't been on the show yet. Oh. I'll fix that. Yeah, it's going to be great. And there are additional guests that I may not disclose just yet.
Oh, I see.
But, you know how that goes.
You got to be careful. You got to be careful when you go to Tennessee. People have a tendency to go to Tennessee and never go back home.
I did not know that.
They just call their family and say, "Come here."
Wow.
Nashville
I knew a guy,
one of the fastest growing cities in the country, and has been for years. Yeah.
I knew a guy who came from Alabama to see this surgeon who could remove this banjo that he had attached, but I don't know if that's still valid. I don't know if that surgeon is still operating in the greater Tennessee area, but I will inquire when I arrive. Guys, are you going to Tennessee? Are you coming to the Chattanooga Charge? I will put a link in the description because that's a thing I do. And yeah, what did we miss? What did we misunderstand? Leave it in them comments below. And everybody else, like, subscribe. You know what you're doing. And stay tuned, stay juicy. And I cannot wait to hear from you clever robots in Tennessee.